Danny Ann.
I like that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. I like it too. I was born.
Dan Deanne?
Danny Ann.
Danny Ann.
Danny Ann.
Yes. I actually.
Nailed one. Got it.
First off, great seeing y'all again. Also, I'm giving up my question to this beautiful little boy here because he was pretty upset he didn't get to ask all the questions.
Oh. What's up, kiddo?
Hey, bud. What is your question?
What's your favorite scary movie?
That's a great question.
My Bloody Valentine.
I think you and I certainly share a fondness of The Shining.
Yeah.
However, if we're going to go a little bit more modern, I would have to say The Strangers.
That's a fucking... That's what I was gonna freaking say. That's what I was gonna say.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think that's funny. Yeah, The Shining is a classic, but Strangers as a really scary, just good, scary movie. And I watched it, and I think Jen was pregnant with Tom, and we were like in an apartment, we were in Vancouver, and I lived on the 16th floor of an apartment building. And you know, you had to use like a key to get inside, and then a key in the elevator, and then a different key to get into the room. You know, no one's, unless Spider-Man wanted to rob you, no one was getting in. And we watched the movie, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I'm working tomorrow, and I turn the TV off, brush my teeth, whatever. And I go to bed, and I wake up a couple hours later, and I look up, and I kind of like catch my bearings, and Genevieve is just like this. Like, hasn't moved an inch, just wide-eyed. And I was like, yeah. What are you looking at? And she's like, oh, nothing. I was like, what's going on? She's like, oh, and like, by the way, like I had 2 dogs in the apartment that were over 70 pounds, and like we were fine, we were safe. She's like, oh, it's nothing. I was like, what? And she's like, that movie really scared me. And I'm like, it's 2 a.m. and no one's climbing up 16 balconies to call a door. So, yeah.
What is your favorite scary movie?
You know a minute.
Oh, buddy. That is when you drop the mic. That's classic.
That was great.
Good one. Strong work. I will say that the scaredest I have ever been while watching a movie was not necessarily the scariest movie, but it's because, well, I don't know if I've ever told you the story. So many years ago, when I was actually working on Days of Our Lives, calm it down. I lived in a house with 2 buddies of mine, and one of them was an agent's assistant at William Morris Talent Agency, which is a very, very big firm in Los Angeles. And one day he would get, you know, scripts and all these kinds of things that would kind of float around the office and stuff. And he'd bring them home, and he'd be like, "Hey, I got this new script. It's not even out yet." And we'd kind of get to see things that we weren't supposed to see. Well, one day he brings home this VHS tape, which some of you may not even know what that is. And it's completely unmarked. And he's like, "Hey, dude, this has been floating around the office. Apparently, there was some footage that was found on camera in like upstate New York, and some editors got a hold of it, and they actually edited it together. And this is like, it's like a black market movie. And I was like, okay, weird. So anyway, he leaves it with me, and then like goes out to dinner with some friends, and my, at the time, girlfriend comes over, and I'm like, hey, you want to check out this like crazy movie that Tracy brought home? And she's like, okay, sure. We pop it in, and did not blink for like an hour and a half of just mouths open, just like, I was horrified. It was the Blair Witch Project. So I'm just sitting there thinking like, this really happened. This is 100% real. These people are, you know, this is, and I mean, I was freaking out. And then I come to find out that it was all a hoax, and it was actually a movie, and blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, okay, but that was,
20 years later, the director comes in
and then
Supernatural.
Eduardo Sanchez comes and actually directs us on Supernatural, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that was, I was horrified. Yeah. So for those of you who hadn't seen it, there you go, I just ruined it for you. It's not real.
That came out in...
What else? If you haven't seen Titanic, the boat sinks.
Is anybody in here...
Spoiler alert.
Is anybody in here under 16? So they weren't grown when it came out. That's awesome. It came out in 99.
That's the year I saw it. Before anybody even mentioned it. It was frightening. Okay, where are we? Over here? Hey.
Hi, Paige, sorry, I lost my voice. But, so we always see you two together, and like you're so close to the show, you're brothers, and we always see you together like in person, so I was wondering if you considered yourself...
We're ever not together?
Together. Consider yourself like brothers in real life?
All right, Jared, you're most.
There's such thing as real life?
Yeah, we just don't want to admit it.
There's a lot of dust in this room. Have I seen anybody? It's been pretty special. It's been something probably to much of you on the audience to share. I never thought when I read the pilot 12 years ago, 12 years ago, I guess, that I would grow to meet my wife, several friends, one of my dearest friends. Our wives were just hanging out the other day, and it's funny because he'll call and be like, hey, JJ might be sick. And I'll be like, okay, cool. That means my kids will be, or vice versa. No, but it's not good to know. It's like, okay, they go to the same preschool, so if one of them gets sick, it means it's the most recent school special, so and vice versa. So it's a cool, it's going to be, we talk about this a lot, and maybe because there have been so many interviews lately about when's the show going to end. 2040. It's a long time from now. It's going to be really difficult. I mean that when I'm saying, like, in reality, it's been such a blur, a wonderful blur. I feel so blessed. But it's going to be really strange when they call, that's a wrap on Supernatural. And we're on set.
It's going to be a tough day. It'll be a tough shooting day to get through.
Does anybody want to be there for it? Just give him a call.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I recently had a really cool conversation with an actor that I admire. You guys know Luke Perry. And he was talking about how unique this situation is to work with a friend, and a dear friend and a best friend. And how special that is. And he told me, he's like, I still live down the street from Jason, as in Jason Priestley. And he's like, he's still one of my best friends in my life, and will forever be. And so I took I took solace in that, knowing that that's probably what this Yahoo and I will be like in the years to come. So yeah.
add value and bring positivity. So I think that that's phenomenal in this world today. So on the other side, who's more competitive?
Oh, I definitely with that. I'll beat you right now on competitiveness.
Arm wrestling.
That's a good. Oh, I can't arm wrestle anymore. But I went arm wrestle. Thumb wrestle.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors. I'd say we're both pretty competitive. I would say that there is he has I would say a stronger, persistent drive. I tend to get distracted.
I'm a moose. I'm a stubborn moose. I think that's also been part of growing up. I think we probably both started the show competitive. I think he and I also understood something from a very early position, very early on. I think he was very competitive, I was very competitive, but we realized, it's almost as if we knew going into it, that being competitive with each other was only going to serve to break us both down. So we almost were like, sweet, you're competitive? Me too. Let's team up and beat everybody else.
Together we'll be super competitive.
But naturally so.
But naturally, so supernaturally competitive.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Jessica. It really is.
See, I heard that. That didn't sound like lock juice. That sounded like Jess. She plays piano.
I do. Not so much anymore, but I try. I'm a big Gilmore, I'm a big
Me
Gilmore
too.
Girls fan, yes. But I'm also a big Golden Girls fan, and I watch a lot with my grandmother, and last season we found out who Sam and Dean's favorite Golden Girl was. And I was wondering if
When did you
Jared,
find out?
Into the Mystic,
The Banshee.
yeah, Sam likes Sophia, and Dean likes Blanche. So I was wondering if either of you guys had a favorite Golden Girl, and if you do, why?
I think Dean wins that one.
Yeah, I'm a Blanche guy too. For sure.
We're all Blanche guys.
But thank you for being a friend. Down the road and back again. You ask why I know that song? I don't know.
He's been practicing for NJCON's Saturday Night Special. We're going to dress up as the Golden Girls. I gotta go back and watch that.
Rob will be Sophie.
Actually, what's funny is that was one of those shows. It was like Golden Girls, All in the Family, and MASH were on. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. They were always on whatever the local San Antonio affiliate played. Like right as my bedtime happened, it was those three shows, and it went All in the Family, MASH, Golden Girls. And so I usually would fall asleep sometime between All in the Family and MASH. But every now and again, I'd be less tired. I'd see Golden Girls, but I didn't go back and really watch it until Gilmore Girls because they would make Golden Girls references. And I was like, I should probably know what they're talking about. So I'm going to go watch it. Super funny. Stands the test time. Yeah, thanks, Justin.
The next 20 years, people will be falling asleep between Supernatural and Grey's Anatomy. And that goes.
Probably during one of your scenes.
You can stay. Hi.
Hello, boys. So my name is Lisa.
any rubies out there? You get to cut.
So, first off, shout out to my boyfriend in the crowd. Happy 10 years. Thank you for the amazing birthday weekend.
Where? Yes. Good on you, brother. Amen.
We actually met because we were in love with the show, so thank you.
And it's been 10 years?
10 years, 10 and a half.
Happy to be a part of that.
So am I. So my question is, one of my favorite episodes is Changing Channels. I'm a Team Dean fan. Anyway, I actually feel bad for your character because, you have to do Apexia and you get, nothing left to have. So, if there was anything you could change about that episode that you would do to Dean, what would it be?
Do to Dean for what?
There's a common denominator in that question. Apexia.
Yeah. They kind of went hard on Sam that episode.
Nutcracker.
Who did write that one? Was that Ben? Was that Ben Edlin? Do we know? Bob? I wonder why it was so. Yeah, Sam kind of took the brunt of that. He kind of took it in the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will say that there was probably some other shows they should have incorporated in that episode. What would be Baywatch?
Days of Our Lives.
Oh, was it? He's good too. Yeah.
So you're asking what other ones we would
I
have?
mean, it doesn't have to be a common denominator like Apexia or nothing.
Yeah.
But if you could, add anything to the episode, you guys did things something like CSI and stuff like that. So what other show would you probably incorporate?
Walking Dead.
I think Baywatch would be a given. And have the slow motion, and then have a really hot chick running in slow motion, and Dean just goes. I mean, that's kind of an easy one. We have a saying on set, no joke too cheap. That would fall into that category for sure.
It would have been funny to do a soap opera style show. Which one?
Days of Our Lives.
Of course, Days. Or because we kind of had Grey's Anatomy, which is very soap opera-ish.
Dark Shadows, yeah.
Is that?
Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows.
Yeah, Dark Shadows. Yeah.
I used to watch Dark Shadows with my mom, and it got me because every time they closed the door, the walls would move. Because it was such a bad set. Mom, why are the walls moving?
Yeah, there you go.
So much.
Thanks.
Thank you. There were no really reality shows at that point in our lives, were there? 10 years ago. Candid Camera. Rescue 911. Cops.